Q5. Evaluate the impact on SF of country B becoming a member of the NFTA International Trading Agreement. 12. Point 1 for lower input costs from reduced tariffs. Joining the NFTA will remove tariffs on imported agricultural inputs, reducing SF's costs. SF currently imports fertilizer from country D. Tariffs make these inputs expensive. After January 2025, tariffs will be eliminated through NFTA membership. Removing tariffs means fertilizer becomes cheaper. This lowers costs of producing soya and maize, helping SF improve its profit margins. It may also allow SF to lower prices or reinvest savings in quality improvements or automation. So, free trade lowers costs, making SF more competitive.
However, business impact. However, this benefit depends on how much fertilizer SF imports and whether global prices remain stable. If fertilizer prices rise for other reasons, for example fuel costs, the tariff removal may have limited effect on actual savings.
Point 2 for export potential for manufactured products. Point NFTA membership provides a chance for SF to expand into regional export markets. Evidence: SF's manufactured products like soy ice cream currently face a 10% export tariff. This will be removed when country B joins NFTA. SF's marketing director has already suggested exporting to country D. Explain: tariff-free access to high-income NFTA countries will make SF's products more price competitive. These markets may be more receptive to non-dairy, premium products like soy. This could increase revenue and help SF grow its brand internationally. Link. So, the NFTA helps SF achieve its strategic goal of exporting and increasing value-added sales.
However, business impact. However, success depends on demand in those countries, brand awareness, and compliance with trade regulations. SF may face entry barriers, so benefits may not be immediate.
Point 1 against increased competition in soya market. Point: NFTA may increase competition in SF's domestic market, especially for soya. Evidence: one member of the NFTA is one of the largest soya producers in the world. Tariff-free access to country B means they can sell their soya in SF's home market at lower prices. Explain: SF is a price taker in a highly competitive market. New entrants may flood the market with cheaper soya, forcing SF to lower prices and reduce its income.
Link. So joining NFTA may harm SF's original crop-based business. Therefore, consequence on business. Therefore, SF might see a fall in revenue from crop sales, and may need to rely more heavily on manufactured products like tofu and ice cream to survive.
Point: free trade increases SF's exposure to economic shocks in other member countries. Evidence: changes in demand, supply, or regulations in NFTA markets may affect SF's export performance. A new competitor, a recession in a neighboring country, or tighter food regulations could limit sales. Explain: in an open market, SF has less control. Forecasting becomes harder. Sudden changes could lead to unsold inventory, wasted production, or loss of contracts.
Link. So although NFTA opens doors, it also adds external risks that SF cannot fully manage. Therefore, consequence on business. Therefore, SF must carefully manage risk by building flexible supply chains, forecasting carefully, and avoiding over-reliance on just one export market.
The biggest impact of joining NFTA will depend on how effectively SF shifts from crop-based sales to value-added exports. Reduced costs and export potential support SF's long-term goals, especially with products like soy ice cream. This aligns well with its diversification strategy and adds more value than relying on low-margin soya and maize. But the main risk lies in SF's core business. As tariffs are removed, cheaper imported soya may threaten SF's profitability. This is especially serious because SF is already a price taker and cannot influence prices. If competitors sell at lower prices, SF will be forced to cut its own, squeezing margins. There are also time and cost challenges. Building new trade relationships, meeting foreign regulations, and launching in new markets takes time, money, and careful planning. The benefits of NFTA may not appear quickly. In the meantime, SF will face increased competition at home. In my opinion, the most important factor is how quickly SF can grow its branded food business and build its export presence. If it invests in marketing, innovation, and quality, the business can use NFTA as a growth opportunity. If it continues to rely on basic crop sales, it may be pushed out of the market by larger global players.